if this is working and where we are. Am I streaming anywhere? Are we on Lichess? Do I need a different stream key? Am I on my own channel? We shall find out. I'll just pretend that there's somebody out there watching me. My name is Gustafsson. I'm a chess grandmaster. Fortunately, they do not take this title away from you. Even with dwindling skills. So, I shall use whatever chess skills I have left to defeat challengers on lichess.org. And I can see we have a list of random challenges. And I click on accept random challenge. Then I'll hopefully win blitz games while we debate the struggles that I'm facing. The NBA. Did you guys watch last night? I was watching till 6 a.m. German time, and I don't regret it. Had a somewhat sleepy day, but what a drama. I'm rooting for Boston. It's tough to root for Boston because they're so stupid. They're clearly the better team. And then whenever there's 3 minutes left, they stop playing and they just dribble, then shoot some random three where lose the ball, then foul Jimmy Butler on the other end. I was losing my mind, but the dramatic finish made up for it all. So that's going to be a major topic of tonight's stream. The other topic I like to talk about are my exciting travels. I just returned from Warsaw, is that what it's called? From the Grand Chess Tour, where I went with Anish Giri, who's my boss, my mentor, my protege. He's playing in the Grand Chess Tour. I went as a second. Before that, we went to Bucharest. I think that those are all the topics I have. I have a fairly limited range. Sometimes we go to the movies on the road. In Warsaw, we went brainy. We saw Tar. It's a movie about, I'm not sure I really got it, but a somewhat evil female star. See, I don't even know what her title is. Conductor of the Berlin Philharmonic Orchestra. I thought it was excellent, although it was a bit too smart for me. Like usually I watch John Wick or Guardians of the Galaxy. But I did enjoy Tar a lot, highly recommended. Then we saw Everything Everywhere All at Once, which was also good, but we made a strategic mistake because we went in Poland. And the movie was in English, which is fine, with Polish subtitles, also fine. But the thing I did not know is that like 40% of the movie maybe are in Chinese with Polish subtitles, which is not ideal if you don't understand Chinese or Polish. So I didn't really get the message, but I think it's probably that stuff matters, even though it feels sometimes like stuff doesn't matter. Is that it? Diddy Goops is saying, can you see the chat? He can see it, but he chooses to ignore it. He's so full of himself and his little movie stories that he chooses not to reply. North Carolina Dan is saying, I'm rooting for Miami because it's Udonis Haslam's final year. That's a horrible reason to root for Miami. Do you also root in all the other 20 non-final years or just in the final year? As for the position, I'm a pawn up, which is good, but not enough yet. I'm always very nervous when they have this 1500 question mark, because it could mean anything. I don't like it. I want clarity. I want a long track record of mediocrity in my opponents. Greetings to Brazil. I've never been to Brazil. Love to go. Diddy Goop's rooting for the Suns, but they're out already. But he doesn't follow very closely. I can tell. North Carolina Dan is rooting for the Hornets. Oh, I'm sorry. That must be terrible. Hi, Colobert. Colobert only plays Rapid. Let's check Colobert out. 1856 in Rapid. Okay, that gives us an idea. I want to keep this pawn. This was just a nervy introduction, because I'm still trying to leave a good impression here on these Lichess plays. I feel like you guys might not know me yet, so I can't be my true self. I think you gotta show the crazy in small doses. So I'm trying to, you know, appear well-rounded and interesting. But now that we're past that stage, in the next game, we shall completely focus on the chess action and explain great things like the rook should be in the open file where it is also opposing the enemy queen. So you're feeding two birds with one scone. I think that's what you're supposed to say. By occupying the open file and potentially pinning that queen. Now let's go for some action. I'm down to 21 seconds, which is not that much time, honestly. So it's time to speed up a little bit and hopefully win this game somehow. I have a feeling Colobert, who's a Rapid expert, is also not gonna be very quick. I hope I'm not wrong about this. No threats. Take your time, Colobert. Just to annoy. Oh no, you shouldn't have taken. You should have gone Queen 8. And it's back rank mate. Thank you for the game, Colobert. What would Magnus grade you on sanity? He doesn't know me that well. I think he probably thinks I'm much saner than I am. I met Magnus in Warsaw. It's Warsaw, right, in English? It's one of my new favorite cities. I was only there for like 6-7 days. But I really, really like the city of Warsaw. So nice, clean, you can walk anywhere. There's bike lanes, a lot of great cafes, a lot of great restaurants, beautiful buildings. The movies we went to were in the Kinoteca. I should accept a random challenge. In the Palace of Culture. Here, if we go to the movies, we go to some random mall. There it's in the Palace of Culture. It's really beautiful. Okay, we're playing against X triple pleb. Triple B3, 966, so I'm superior. On paper, I shall explain my choices. I went pawn to e4, allowing myself to occupy the center, and now knight to f3 to attack the central pawn. Knight to c6 is the main move. And we shall go for the Italian, which is quickly gaining in popularity. Just as popular as the Rui Lopez nowadays. Bishop c5, one of the main moves. I'll play c3, hinting at d4. But after knight f6, surprisingly, most strong players in this position play the humble pawn to d3, just keeping the tension in the center. This looks very innocuous. The main thinking is that the knight on c6 is often a bit misplaced in these structures. The pawn on c3 dominates these two squares it could go to. Therefore, practice has shown that, somewhat surprisingly, it's not very simple to equalize here. I'm now a bit scared because my 966 rated opponent is blitzing out one of the main lines of the Italian pawn to d5, trying to free his position here. Very, very valid choice, which, not gonna lie, puts a lot of fear in my heart. But it is what it is. Rook e8, I'm not that familiar with this move. What am I supposed to do? Knight d2, knight e4 looks normal. I'm not sure if there's anything direct like b4 and queen b3. Could try that. Looks a little dumb, frankly. X triple b3 saying, what an honor to play with you. It's not that big an honor. It's not that big an honor. But happy to play you too. Alright, I went a4, threatening a5 to trap this bishop. He goes a6. He's making excellent moves. I don't know why he's 966. So far, he's just playing well. Queen b3. Put some pressure here. Bishop e6 looks normal. When I could think about, I'm not sure if it's a bit early. Knight to g5, trying to shake this construction. Just a little bit. I could also think about taking the pawn. Neither looks particularly promising though. I'll go knight g5, see what happens. I just want to take the bishop. If queen f6, which bothered me a bit, worst case scenario, I think I have rook a2 to cover the pawn from the side. What are we talking about? What other hobbies do you have? I think this is it. It's basketball and movies and walking around the city of Warsaw. I'm also trying to get ripped, which is tough because I'm a very old man. But I've been working out a lot, trying to fight off the inevitable decline. I believe that's how I spent my time. Oh, and then of course chess openings. Love chess openings. 900s these days. I know. Oh, he's finally giving me stuff. I can take the horsey. The queen went here, which was a good move, attacking the pawn. But after pawn to a5, this knight is undefended. And I will take it. And chance we'll see a return of Radio Jan. I should bring him back, right? I need to find a way to monetize Radio Jan. Let's face it. We're not here for fun and games. I need to squeeze money out of these sunglasses. Once I figure that out, he's gonna be all over the place. Talking trash. That's the idea. Opinion Bundesliga. Yes, I don't really follow Bundesliga all that much, if at all. But I do root against Bayern Munich, yes. I guess most Germans do, if they're not weird Bayern Munich fans. So it was a bit sad. I like Dortmund. And just in general also, it would be nice to have a non-Bayern team win the title every 10th year. So I was a bit annoyed, but I'm really not watching. So it wasn't that heartbreaking for me. Still, mildly upsetting. Take here, this is still covered, and if knight takes, I could go bishop a3. I didn't see any direct win with queen h8, knight e4. Don't really need one. But yeah, cb4 looks mildly random, I'll admit. Rook d3 we can take. That's, I'm being told, one of the toughest things to spot. Diagonal queen retreats. But I like rooks, so this one comes easy. And now things are getting worse for X triple. When it rains, it pours, as we say in Germany. Knight h7 check. Forking the king and the queen. This is not gonna end well. I don't know why I'm pushing that pawn. Might as well. And X triple B lost some time. Thanks for the game. By the way, I should switch to this view for playing Blitz, right? I never know. Here, I think I should have the discipline to be on this screen while I accept a random challenge. So you guys see. Transparency is very important. Very important in my podcast, the Chicken Chess Club. Transparency is a big topic. But then I should switch to this, right? I just randomly added the clock. Because the show is supposed to go 2 hours. That's the only purpose it has. We're playing against AlexLA42684. Understandable username, because I think he wanted to call himself AlexLA42683, but it was taken. So he had to go with AlexLA42684. We've all been there. I went knight to f3, he went knight to c6. I shall go pawn to d4. Threatening to kick this horsey further. He goes d5, I'll play c4. The so-called Chigorin defense, where after c4, what are you supposed to do? Some people play e5 here. I think the main move is bishop to g4. Taking this pawn, then d5 is coming, and e6 is a bit passive. It's doable, but now this knight is a little misplaced. And not that big a fan. Euchre, thanks for the game. Tuale is saying ASAP Rocky. What are we talking about? Diddy Goobs is saying, my uncle, who is relatively low rated, says that the one thing he doesn't like about chess is openings, calling them boring. He says it's the main reason he doesn't play as much chess anymore. How do I convince him openings are fun? You don't have to think of it as fun, but you gotta start the game. No, I think it's often people confuse openings, which is really bringing your pieces out, with having to memorize stuff. And you don't have to memorize stuff. It's good if you have sound principles, but especially if you're not that high rated a player, you really don't need to spend much time even learning openings. Like, try to occupy the center, try to hold on to it, try to bring your pieces out, bring the king to safety, hide behind these 3 pawns. That's all you need. Ideally, take the opponent's queen, but if he puts the knight in the way, you can't do that. So then you switch back to, let's try to bring the king to safety, uncle. Chess Dojo, thanks for the raid. The board is not transparent. That's true. H6 I could take, but I'm not sure I want to. Bishop H4, the problem is he could go G5 and knight E4. So I think I will actually take. Grandmasterly decision making. Yeah, don't want to. Don't like the other line either. So let's take. Bring the king to safety. See what happens. What do you think about the Queen D8 Scandi? Probably bad, right? I mean, you lose a bunch of tempi. The thing is, and I guess that's more or less the consensus, the Scandinavian doesn't really work move by move at the highest levels. That's why it's used as a surprise weapon. If at all. And yeah, I know, Magnus and the likes have played it, but occasionally as a surprise weapon. I think there's something to be said at a lower level because you get more or less defined structures and the plans where to put your pieces and pawns aren't that complicated. I'm not sure if Queen D8 is the best square for those. I always thought after Queen A5 is where the play is the most clear cut. But yeah, it's a surprise weapon because it doesn't really work move by move at the top levels. We've seen Magnus recently play it in Warsaw against Wesley. He got a bad position in that game as well. But other than that, yeah, I don't think it's very good, but it can teach you some something about squares and blah blah. Sorry, this is not a John Bartholomew Lichess play. So for Scandinavian praise, you'll have to wait for his next. What opening would you suggest for a 1000 rating player? As I said, I think the main thing is playing sound values. If you start with D4 or E4, doesn't matter that much, but I know that's not what you're looking for. So I would suggest, it's going to be surprising, I would suggest one D4, because your 1000 rated opponents won't have a clue. They all know after E4 you can go E5 and get the horses out. If you play D4, the Queen's Gambit, like Beth Harmon, they won't have a clue what to do, giving you a competitive edge, and is also playing sound principles. So I think it's fine. I know the general advice is beginners should play E4. I don't agree with it. And also I don't think 1000 is really a beginner. This is something I had to learn recently. There are levels, and 1000 is a very real level of people that have already spent quite some time, because I didn't know so well the rating systems at the, well, to me, slightly lower levels online. So I would say play D4 with white, and then follow it up with C4. Try to fight for the center in the main lines. With black, go D4, D5 after C4. Try to keep the center. Play E6 or C6, the Slav for Queen's Gambit declined. And after E4, I do think E5 is easiest to play, because you get to develop the piece in a more natural way. You just bring the knight to C6, bring the knight to F6, bring the bishop out castle. I think Sicilians at 1000 level aren't great. I would actually prefer French or Caro-Cans there, because they're slightly easier to handle, but I would always roll with E4, E5 there. Okay, end of speech. I don't care. Play whatever nonsense you want to play. Play the Leningrad Dutch. Don't develop any pieces. Weaken your king on the first move. See, I'm getting grumpy already. The problem is, I get asked, and then I'm being told, but actually, at my level, the Stafford and the Leningrad Dutch work much better. And then I think, why do you ask me then? Stay at your level. Sorry. The usual rant. Play the Leningrad Dutch. Because it's so logical on the first move to weaken your king and not develop any pieces. See? Already in bad mood. Chess openings are very tilting. Here we are. Jacob Katupali. Goes 1e4. And since I just praised the Caro-Kann as at least easier than the Sicilian, I try to play it. The thing is, I think it makes a little more sense strategically because it's a bit easier to understand. We're fighting for the center. This pawn supports this pawn. If it gets captured, we recapture. Now we can bring the pieces out. We want to bring this bishop out, then prepare castles. The problem is sometimes it's a bit hard to get the piece out, especially after, let's say, 3e5, d4, d5, e5. But overall, I like the Caro-Kann because it teaches you some typical structures, especially the Karlsbad structure. So I was always a fan of it. I don't play it often enough because I haven't really studied it to play it against strong opponents. But I do think as your second opening, maybe, if you start with e4, e5, but get tired of it, there's a lot to be said for the Caro-Kann. What are you saying? I will not tolerate this anti-Caro-Kann slander? I just praised the Caro-Kann for like 5 minutes straight. What will you say is the best intermediate white opening repertoire for white with maximum growth potential? Let me guess. Do you want it to be easy to learn, safe, with good attacking chances, but also risk-free? Ah, okay. Sorry, I misunderstood. North Carolina then. No, like I just said, I'm old school. I think playing d4 and c4 at lower levels is very, very underestimated. Because half the games you will get, I don't know, d4, d5, c4, knight f6. And you'll be more or less winning after cd5, followed by knight f3. Because people don't really know how to fight for the center and d4 openings. While in the other games where people play properly, you will also learn about proper openings and proper structures. So I'm a fan of that, but I might be biased because I'm more of a d4 than an e4 player. I know the answer you're looking for is, I don't know, play the London. But I don't think there are any quick fixes for chess. The beautiful thing is you can do whatever you like and enjoy it. And the London is a proper opening. But this argument that, yeah, I don't have time and my opponents are so booked up in all the main lines, so I need to have some quick fix. I really don't think it's how it works. And especially if you're looking for chess improvement, it's not how it works, because you're just depraving yourself of being exposed to more than one structure. While the thought that all my opponents who also have whatever, 1600, 1200, whatever it is, are spending all their time studying the main lines. So I need to surprise them with whatever everybody's doing, the London system, or e4, c5, knight c3, followed by f4, which you actually see much more than the main lines, I think is really not very sound thinking. Why are we so serious today? I don't care what openings you play. Play whatever you like. I don't know why this went this route. Play Fortnite. Play Matchabellum. Also, I should mention, I think it's important, in order not to be kicked out by the chess punks community, to give this fake advice, which keeps being passed on, even though there's zero evidence. Actually, at below 2000, you shouldn't study openings. You should solve your tactics, analyze your games. Openings don't matter so much. It's nonsense, of course, but I think that is the advice that you have to shell out on Twitter, because if not, you're getting banned from #chesspunks. Greetings. What opening should I use at 2100 player? It's not that there's one good opening at 2100 and one good opening at 1800. You try to occupy the freaking center, put pressure on your opponent. You can play e4, d4. With black, after e4, you should also fight for the center. You can play e5 or c5 if you want a less balanced game. Then there's also c6 or e6 in order to play d5 occupied. Those are slightly less good than e5 or c5, but they lead to slightly more clear-cut strategic play. So they also have something to be said for them. Okay, I have 22 seconds. I'll get back to ranting about openings in a minute. That was close. After rook endgames, what endgame is most common at your level? I tried to avoid endgames. I tried to force issues in the opening. And hopefully then I won or it's a draw afterwards. Endgames. Ooh. Although I did this course where I learned a lot, which I'm not sure if it's the idea of doing a course. It's 100 endgames you should know. In German. And that was nice. As for, yeah, endgame knowledge, I don't know, I guess rook endgames. Although, even the best of the best, I rarely see them play rook endgames very well. Especially nowadays with this short time control. I think the attacker just always wins in rook endgames. So, I'm not sure how much it's possible to master them, but time spent on all kinds of endgames is probably worth it. Pawn endgames, I also don't have a single clue. You try to calculate them, but they're so tough. I guess endgame maneuvering, what Magnus is so great at, it's not so much just knowledge of endgames, but, you know, understanding is something one can work on. A book that helped me when I was a young man, so much younger than today. There might be much better books on this, but by now, I don't know, was Shereshevsky's classic Endgame Strategy, which teaches you some principles. They might not all be correct or applicable in every situation, but like some practical stuff, like do not hurry. I forgot the others, so I just always move around in endgames now. But I thought that was an excellent book about the more practical positional aspect of endgames. Because trying to remember F and H rook endgames, like, who has the time? Spend it on your Leningrad Dutch. You'll get the Leningrad Dutch every other game. You won't get a lot of F and H rook endgames. Don't quote me, chess punks. You aren't ready for it. 100 endgames you must know by John is worth every penny. Yeah, I did the German version. It's a good course. It's a good course. I learned a lot. Can I take here? I think I can take. I'm not sure if I should start with rook d1 and if hg, knight g5, is that mate? Queen somewhere, bishop h7, king h8. See it, I'll take. I think he's not in time. I'll go knight g5, bishop h7, rook d1 in some combination. This accelerates proceedings a little bit. Now queen h7 is made directly. But I don't think that was a way out. Anyway, thanks for the game, Robert. Let's accept another random challenge. And to mix it, switch to this view again. Kuvwik has my e4, e5 course. It's good. Thank you. Hard for me to disagree. Let's play d4 against Che Comandante. Which variation is your preference against Nimzo Indian from white? Nimzo is a pretty good opening. It's hard to find anything long-term there as white. Currently 4e3 is the most debated, and also what I did in my last serious game. Historically, I've been more of a 4 queen c2 guy, but yeah, there you're a bit stuck. In general, Nimzo is so good that people typically don't go there with white every game, but try to mix in whatever. 3 knight f3, the Catalan, or knight f3, d5, knight c3. Hard to debate the Nimzo every game. But yeah, currently 4e3 is the one I like. Was this stuff? Che Comandante, this bishop b4 recently also had burst of trendiness, but I think it was with g5, knight e4, h5 sort of business. After short castles, now the bishop on b4, I think doesn't make so much sense for this structure. I can still go knight e2. This bishop is mildly misplaced, probably has to go back. Or you play c5, but that's risky. I could go a3, but even just castles. I think that black might be a little overextended here. Sometimes smart people play bishop b1 in such positions. To have queen c2 as an option. Is that smart? I don't know. It feels a little too subtle for me. But I've seen smart people do it in similar positions. And they must be smart for a reason. Okay, takes, I'll take, just to threat 95. Joan is saying chess is so hard. I started playing chess in December and I feel like I don't even improve a single bit. That's another thing. Because you guys are asking me for advice in chess improvement. Or I'm not sure if you are. But sometimes people ask me. And if we're being honest, I haven't improved in 20 years at all. So you really come to the worst place. I got to whatever my level is, to 26, 30-ish 20 years ago. And I've sort of hung on to it. Now, okay, age will eventually drag me down, of course. But very hard to say anything sensible about chess improvement. I'm sure. There are adult improvers out there. Won lots of rating recently. Ask them. Me, I just tried to checkmate here. Hey! He's stopping me. But I have more pieces. So I guess we'll just go for the endgame. Be boring. Should I be greedy? Try to take the extra pawn? Really not necessary. Is the Rati opening worth it? Worth what, first of all? Secondly, what is the Rati opening? Because at top levels, Rati nowadays means knight f3, d5, g3. While traditionally, Rati means knight f3, d5, c4. Some people argue it's both. But if at the top levels people talk about the Rati, I think now they mean knight f3, d5, g3. Which is just a good opening. I mean, you can use it as a transpositional tool. You might have to have the Catalan or something in your back, but it's just an opening people play. It's very much playable. F3, d5, c4 is a bit more special interest because after c4, d4, black already got a lot of space. So that's, yeah. Not saying it's bad, but it's more double-edged. But knight 3, d5, g3 is just a very proper way to play. Pecco. Let's focus. He's 2-3-74. And I played 1 e4. Not my best move. d4 or knight f3 is much more my home turf. But sometimes we have to descend into the unknown. He goes c5. I'll bring the horsey out. Now what? Let's play like Jordan. Jordan will play bishop c4 here, which looks ridiculous. But Jordan, my dear friend Jordan van Forees, is a very wise man. So he must have some thought behind it. It looks stupid, because you get hit here with d5. But once again, I believe in Jordan. Rook e1, I guess. After d5, the idea is bishop b5. It's a very, very weird line, and I don't really recommend it. But I saw Jordan use it on, I think, more than one occasion. And he typically does have clever thoughts. So, might as well try. Strange hybrid. I went rook e1 and bishop c4. He went a6 and bishop e7. Weird position. e5 to take here. I guess I'll just go back and see. Not sure. Maybe I should have taken. I want to go queen g4, but knight f6 scared me a bit, so I'll slow down a little. If knight f6, I guess I can go e5. Take it from there. Now we bring the queen and start. A vicious attack. Not sure how vicious it is. Knight e4, knight f3. He's going to go f5 either way, right? It's probably not that vicious. Structure is a bit softened up, but f2 is also weak. Not sure if I'm doing great here. Yeah, maybe I should have taken the pawn, but I did not. Now, what can I do? I don't want to give this pawn. I would like to develop some pieces. Not so easy. Rook a2 is not the prettiest move. This bishop is actually annoying. Do I have to sacrifice a pawn? With a very heavy heart. And I can't get myself to do it. I would get fired from the Chicken Chess Club for giving up a pawn. Bishop e4 is not a pretty move. Yeah, I'm misplaying this. Oh. Let's try to mix it. It wasn't deep thought. What was this? I guess he thought it through. I don't have time. Do you calculate all this? It's so unfair. I guess he did. Seems to work as well. So I'm gonna have to suffer. Pawn down. Getting crushed here by Pecco. Impeccable game. Not getting better, is it? Trying to hang in there. But easy it is not. Got to believe It's getting better. So strong. Stop being so strong, sir. What can I say? I could pretend that I'm sorry, but obviously, I am not sorry at all. Thank you so much for the game, Pekko. Very well played. I am very deserved victory for yours truly. Those are the sweetest ones. Not gonna lie. Felt good. Clean win, never in doubt. Could not agree more. All right. Gabe Buen Rostro 87. What's a rostro? Is that a rooster? Or a roster? What do you need to become a GM? You need solid flagging skills and lack of empathy. Also, one thing that's very, very useful, since you guys are here, I'm assuming that's not much of an issue for you. You should not have a circle of friends. You should only have chess. So a lack of social skills will be maybe your greatest asset on your way to becoming a grandmaster. You can sit at home, watch courses, read chess books, play online, instead of, socializing, having a good time, creating experiences that will last a lifetime. I believe that is the key. Because we can argue about openings or tactics or whatever nonsense. But the one common denominator is every grandmaster has put in the time. You have to find these 10,000 hours to spend on chess. And who has that time? No one has that time. So don't make friends. That's the best advice that I can give you. Pets Chester. Let's go. Agroshim is saying a massive biceps helps. It does help. It does help. Here against Pets Chester, I played the Italian last game. It's time for the Rui Lopez. I once had a GM non-move against me. Does that count? That does count. I'll cover the pawn. D3 is the other main move here, but rook e1. In a way, still the more logical move, because we're trying to occupy the center. Of course, it won't be so easy, but we can try. Pawn to c3. And you want to put the pawn here in one go, which is, of course, harder. Had I played d3 already. Technically impossible, actually, to go there one go. Perfect Spanish pronunciation. Yo hablo español bastante bien, ¿eh? No te equivoques. Tengo mucho acento alemán, pero me sale el idioma. Don't mess with my Spanish. As chess grandmasters, we're all language geniuses. Pawn to d4. We finally occupied the center. Why did I never try e4? I don't know. It's too late now. Nowadays, if I was selective, I would have to add it. You gotta be more flexible nowadays. Back then, for me, it was always tough to find something I liked against the Sicilian. And also, I felt like I could always put enough pressure with d4 and knight f3. Like, my white results were always so much better than my black results. That, yeah, I never felt the urgent need to play e4 more. But it's, of course, a weakness, especially nowadays, where it got easier to prepare with engines being so strong and all the info out there. Not to have your opponents guessing if you'll play e4 or d4. What do I play here? Do I play d5? Do I play a3? Play e5? So many options. We'll go a3 just to stop b4. I don't know if that's needed. Do you find it easier to play online or over the board? I don't know. Nowadays, it's all a blur, right? I grew up playing over the board. 5-0 blitz games. Now I guess we're all more used to online screens, because even if I'm at an over-the-board tournament, you spend most of your time looking at a computer screen while you're preparing, right? So I don't know. Queen d7 looks a bit odd, because the queen loses contact to this horsey, and you don't want to allow white to take here. That's why often in these structures, I'm not sure if it's a good move here, but h6 is a typical move just to avoid. This bishop coming here. Now, yeah, he has to go bishop e7, but he played bishop f8 not so long ago, so that's not ideal. I guess it's time to start. Start a little action. As usual, I'm trying to checkmate here. If that doesn't work, I'm a bit out of ideas. But here we are. Maybe rook to the center. Oh, hang on. I didn't think this through at all. Knight c3, bishop f3 is that? Oh. Not the end of the world, but maybe I should have thought about this. Or knight c4. Yeah, this was not a great move on many fronts. Time to go back. Now this horsey is pinned. How old was I when I started chess? I don't know. I honestly don't know. I had a rough childhood. I grew up on a boat in the Mediterranean Sea. And on that boat, I think my dad taught me the rules. I don't know how old I was, 8 maybe. And I had this Mephisto Mondial chess computer. I played a bit with him. And I played a lot with myself. Also chess. And then I started playing. I joined a chess club when we came back to Hamburg. I was like 11, but I could already play, so I'm not sure. Yeah, what do you define as starting and so on. But yeah, it's relatively late for Grandmaster standards. Early for chess punk standards. I won again. Thanks for the game. Pets Chester. Let's play again. So many challenges. I appreciate it. That, okay, I guess you guys were hanging out on Lichess anyway. Didn't show up just for me. But it's fun to have so much competition here, although it accepts one random one. Thanks for being here, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. Ansar is saying a boat. I met a lot of Germans when living in Bali, who just boated around the world. Realize it's a whole community out there. Yeah, we didn't make it that far. We were on the Mediterranean Sea, a small sailing boat with the family. My mom, my dad, my 2 sisters, on an 11-meter sailing boat. It was an interesting childhood. Went to Spain, France, Italy, Turkey, Greece. Then we settled down in Spain for like 2-3 years. I went to school there. Then when I was 11, I came back to Hamburg, which is where I'm from. Looks like this guy's not playing, so we'll find somebody else. Accept another random challenge. And Cispel, 2160 with a question mark. Do you speak Spanish? I sort of speak Spanish here. Hi, Cispel. Please stream in English more often. We always miss your English streams. I know. Yeah, for my own Twitch stream, I've kept it German so far. I'm not sure if that's a very wise decision, but somehow that's what I've been doing. And other than that, yeah, I need someone to give me money to do the things or to do chess commentary. I miss it too. Delighted But yeah, I can't get myself to switch my personal stream to English because it's mainly just me hanging out in the basement, as I'm now, talking rubbish late at night. And it's a bit easier in my native tongue. But yeah, I don't know. I miss it too, not gonna lie. Generally, we need people to give us money. The usual problem. Don't we all? Kufwig is right there. Boat Life honed your lack of social skills for chess. Absolutely. That's the preparation. Not being exposed to other kids makes it very easy. Not to miss them later when you're studying your chess moves. Our German fans like having such a prestigious player stream for them. Nah. They really don't. How did you become so good at talking rubbish? How dare you? I've been nothing but making good, well thought out points about chess openings today. Rubbish. RIP Chess 24. No Jan and Peter commentary in any team anymore. I know. I miss our boy Peter. Hope he's alright. Are you going to Iron Maiden's concert in Germany? No. Are Iron Maiden still touring? I was not aware of that. But no, I'm not a big metalhead. I like hip-hop music. This is hip-hop music. That's all we've got. Here against Cispel. Hang on, can I take the pawn? I like pawns. We'll have to think about it. I can take, no, bishop g6. Worst case scenario, I have knight f3. Best case scenario, I can win with some move like queen b6. So gimme. Let's think about the best case scenario. I go here and I win, no? Isn't that good? That's good. Because I'm threatening a discovered attack. Oh, it's not over yet. Ah, pity. It ain't over till it's over. Here's queen f2. I take and rook d1, pinning the horsey. The game continues. I mean, I'm still better. I can take a pawn here. But I thought I was winning a piece directly. Turns out I'm not. But Cispel misses that chance. Now it's over. Now I'm just a piece up. Now I can even rub it in with knight g4. Making this queen leave the diagonal. C'est fini. If he takes, I take the queen. If the queen goes somewhere, I have a discovered check. And here, the lack of queens in the white position will eventually tell. Pin. I'm in it to pin it. Chad, what are we talking about? Do you do other sports? I work out. Not sure if that's a sport. But I'm trying to get very ripped. Not sure I need these adventures with the king here. But all these extra pieces I have should still play a role. Nuker says, you remind me of Schweinsteiger. Do all Germans look the same to you? Nuker, is that what you're saying? Pecco is shaking and crying after I flagged him. That's good to hear, Pecco. Not gonna lie. Okay, it's time to get this over with. Checkmate, Cispel. Thanks for the game, Cispel. Say hi to... I know. Cispel, I guess, means his sister is his pal? We don't know. Let's play against M. Etrell. Here we go. Queen's Gambit. Rossi. Kufwig is saying, I went to Berlin, I was not impressed. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the city of Berlin. I'm from Hamburg. It's rough to get us Hamburg people to say anything nice about Berlin. Although it has its charm. But if you're looking for beauty, it's mainly this slightly smaller. Well, my favorite German cities are always the 100,000 inhabitants cities in the south. The Konstanz, Baden-Baden, Heidelberg, Freiburg, Bayreuth, Bamberg. All these places. They're nice. Berlin. Berlin's a different vibe. But there's a lot of stuff happening. What happened to all the balls hygiene discussions? I know, Manscaped. Call me. As for the position, it's another card spot structure where the black pieces are slightly misplaced. Nothing much happening. But should be a little better. I have a friend who lives in Munich for an internship in engineering. The German engineering is outstanding. Is it? Is it really? Sounds like something people would think Germans are good at. But are they? I'm not so sure about any of these things anymore. German trains are also considered to be on time. They really aren't. They really are not. The best big city to impress us in Germany is probably Munich. Yeah, you shouldn't tell that to somebody from Hamburg. But yeah, I guess Munich and Hamburg are two quote-unquote pretty big cities. Although, as I said, I think I just spent a week in Warsaw. I think it's a much nicer city than Hamburg, Munich, Berlin, whatever. Germany, I'm from Hamburg, Germans, for, I guess, obvious reasons. We aren't very patriotic in most cases, but people feel strongly about their cities, not so much about their country. So in Hamburg, people think Hamburg is the nicest city in the world. But if you travel a bit, the theory really does not hold a lot of water. I hope no one from Hamburg is watching. But nah. Can't wait for Krakow. Yeah, I heard it's very beautiful as well. But Warsaw, I was so impressed. I was stunned, actually, how nice it is. Just seems better than Hamburg in every way, frankly. Why am I trashing my own city now? Hamburg is all right. But yeah, Warsaw was super nice. Clean, affordable. You have a nice coffee place every 100 meters, literally. A lot of great restaurants. A lot of historic buildings. A lot of culture. A lot of green. Nice old town. Nice new town. I was a big fan. And I wasn't aware of that. I mean, like Prague, I think has a lot of fame as a nice city. Budapest has a lot of fame. Warsaw, I wasn't aware that it has that fame. But it's really, really nice. Shady is saying, I sent requests to play before 40 minutes before the live start and still didn't play. 4 exclamation marks. Those are a lot of exclamation marks. The thing is, Shady, I just click on accept random challenge. I have some extension that accepts a random challenge out of all the challenges I have. So it's not coming down to when you challenged, when you didn't. It's all dumb luck. I apologize. What was the nicest thing in Warsaw? I really like this. I guess it's called the Palace of Culture or something. The cinema we went to, Kinoteka, had such a nice vibe in these historic looking halls to watch some good movies. I really like the ramen place we found on the last day. That was some good ramen. Just walking around, we did a lot of walking. No, big fan of the city. Was very surprised. When I had some free time, I went to one of the 10 million green cafeneros that you have at every corner. A coffee. Big fan. Anyway. Here, you see, accept random challenge. That's what I click on. There we go. I am scared of Shady. That's why they call him Slim Shady. E3, popularized by our boy Ding. What film did you watch at Kinoteka? We watched Tar and Everything Everywhere All at Once. I tried to also get in Triangle of Sadness, but we didn't find the time. Big fan of Tar. Everything Everywhere All at Once. I guess it's good, but as I said earlier, the part of the movie that was in Chinese with Polish subtitles made it a bit harder for us to follow. Should have brought Ding, but Ding canceled the tournament last minute, so he wasn't there to translate for us. I think Ding would have liked Everything Everywhere All at Once. No, I would guess it's his type of movie. He always has these statements about life is an ocean and so on. It is sort of a silly version of The Matrix, yeah. Hard to disagree. No hot dog hands in The Matrix, though. It's in Cantonese. Ding doesn't speak that. Ah, all right. Ding speaks Mandarin. Look how educated I am. I know another Chinese language. I'm so smart. Kufu is saying, I hope he won back his girlfriend with that championship performance. That I do not know. Sometimes I hear rumors about Ding's private life, but is there anything well publicized? I always forget to switch to this screen. Apologies. No, not always. I think it's like 50-50 if I'll do it or not. Can I go b5? I have to think here for a second. I don't want to, though. Rook c8, knight c6, rook c6, bishop g2. Is that bad news? Not too bad, right? But a little bad. Ugh. So b5. Knight c6. Say queen c8, knight b5, ab queen b5. Oh, it's so complicated. Why is chess so complicated? I will use the time-honored method to consider a bunch of moves and then make a move that I haven't thought about for a second. Any prediction for the NBA? Bold prediction coming up. The Denver Nuggets will win the NBA Finals. I hope against Boston. I think since Boston's ceiling is so much higher, it would be more fun to watch Denver play Boston. But Denver not only seems like the best team, they also have rest now. And yeah, they don't do all the stupid stuff the Celtics do. While they're just much more talented than Miami. So it's very hard to bet against Denver. Why not rook c8 instead of queen b6? Yeah, I thought about rook c8, but knight c6 and bc is a bit ugly. a6 and so on is hanging, and rook c6, bishop g2. Wasn't in love with it. That's why I switched over to good old queen b6. Last minute. Hi there, Twitch. Chiss is so cool. Saying 95 now. Hey, no backseat gaming. I have to find 95 myself. Kidding, I don't care. Say whatever you like. North Carolina said Dan is saying, I respect how Ding is so private. Is he though? I think you can probably ask him stuff. I traveled with Ding. Traveled with Ding is strong, but we were on the same flight from Bucharest, where he played in the Grand. I didn't ask Siri, but apparently it's 18 degrees in Bucharest right now. Always listening, this creepy watch. What was I gonna say? Yeah, we were on the same flight back from Bucharest. And here are my complaints. Ding, you're the chess world champion now. You need more swag. The flight was delayed, and Ding, humble, down-to-earth, nice guy that he is, just sat there in the middle of the crowd for 2 hours waiting for the delayed flight. I, not very high roller that I am, at least went to a cafe nearby, ordered myself a coffee, so I had a table there. But Ding just sat there with his mom, stuck in the crowd. Then, in the flight, he was in economy. He's the chess world champion. Ding, demand for business class tickets. Grand Chess Tour, give Ding business class tickets. Then when we landed in Frankfurt, we were on a bus. I hate it when you land and then you have to enter the stupid bus that takes you from the plane to the airport building. Anyway, we were on the same bus together with, of course, he always squeezed in. And funny as I am, since I was standing next to Ding, I told him, this is the glamorous life of a chess world champion. Eh? And I'm not sure Ding knows who I am. We've covered this topic on the podcast. So he was being polite and he said, excuse me or something. And I said, yeah. And I repeated, glamorous chess lifestyle or something. And he smiled politely, but I think he had no idea what I was saying. Or not because he doesn't understand English, but he was thinking, what is this weirdo trying to tell me? Is he trying to be funny? Like, what does he want? Anyway, that's my Ding story. Grand Chess Tour, give Ding business class tickets. You would prefer to walk? I would prefer the plane docking right to the airport building. It's always like, what are the odds? It's like 80-20, you don't have to take the bus. So whenever you have to take the bus, it drags me down. You think you made it out of the flight that was delayed already. Then there's the bus and another wait. I find it a very frustrating thing. Why don't you introduce yourself to him? And I think he knows who I am, so it's awkward, because I'm not 100% sure. When I saw him in Bucharest, I congratulated him for being the chess world champion, of course. I shook his hand. I think he knows who I am, but I can't be 100% sure. Here, this pin looks unpleasant now that he played a4, so I should be doing well. Yeah, the Kasparov we discussed, the Kasparov awkwardness on the last Chicken Chess Club podcast as well. Kasparov was in Warsaw, where I was now, at the Grand Chess Tour, and there was this sort of small lounge for the players and their seconds or family members. And yeah, when Kasparov enters, I'm by far the most, I don't know what you want to call it, awkward or starstruck. Yeah, when Magnus is there or Vichy or whatever, I don't mind saying something dumb or making my stupid comments or making a joke and so on. Around Gary, I just don't dare. Especially if Gary's involved in the conversation. I also don't know if Gary knows me. It's not about that. But he has this presence because I started following chess in, I guess, the late 80s, early 90s with these Kasparov-Karpov matches. So it sort of hits different even than the other great champions. Yeah, just starstruck. That's not really a story, but I'm very awkward when Kasparov is around. I took a piece here, so I will now awkwardly trying to win this game. Do the kids feel the same towards Magnus? I don't know. I think there's some starstruckness as well. But yeah, I'm not sure there are so many kids hanging out in the players' lounges yet that grew up as kids watching Magnus's World Championship matches. Most people there are more or less his peers age-wise. No, so I'm not sure there's this distance. But of course, Magnus also has a very special presence. I just know him better, so I'm slightly more comfortable asking him stupid questions. Hey, don't take my queen, sir. Is Geary a better boss than PH? I never thought of PH as a boss. I guess Magnus the boss, no? Or maybe Henrik? I don't think PH would call himself the boss. Maybe he is. Maybe we're not giving PH that much credit. Enough credit. Maybe PH was the boss all along. It's an interesting point. Time to bring some pieces out. Any plans for over-the-board tournaments in future? Same plans as always. Talent Open. No others. Magnesium Calcium is saying, love the podcast, by the way. Don't stop it. I'm considering stopping it. All the time. The problem is, I don't see it going anywhere. I don't see it, growing or making money or, leaving any kind of impact. So I think we're doing it for social reasons. It's fun to see the guys once per week and to talk some nonsense, but I don't think we have much of a strategy where to go with the podcast. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the future looks like, but for now, fun to talk some nonsense. Every episode is the last episode, exactly. Thanks for the game. Also, it's too niche, right? I think we have to, I don't know what we have to do. If I knew, we might do it. When you hit Grandmaster, did you find yourself feeling slightly deflated afterwards? In terms of no clear goals next. Honestly, and this might sound arrogant, but it's not meant to be. I was pretty sure I was going to be a Grandmaster for a while because I became a Grandmaster sort of late, but my rating had been around 2570 for like a year or two, which basically meant that if I keep playing at my level, I'll become a Grandmaster. I was more annoyed that it took me so long to make these 3 norms. So it wasn't like becoming a Grandmaster was this big thing deflating me as for goal achieved. I guess for me it was more like I wanted to reach back then that felt special to me, 2600 FIDE. And after I reached that, it wasn't so obvious what the next goal would be. So I just stopped developing and hung on to this 2600 FIDE, which of course, should have set myself some other goals maybe. But it wasn't so much Grandmaster, it was more the 2600 back then. I feel silly. Who's PH? That's all right. PH is Peter Heine Nielsen, Magnus Carlsen's, I guess, head coach, main second, and my dear podcasting friend. He's also a very brave social justice warrior. Magnesium is saying, are you only a chess player or do you have some other job? That wording is a bit hurtful. I guess I'm only a chess player. I have a bunch of chess jobs, though. Queen b6. What am I supposed to do here? Take knight a4. Is that anything? Nah, it doesn't look like much. Let's keep the queens on the board for now. Do you think Grandelius will hit 2700? He's on a good streak. Nah. Not happening. No, Niels was 2690 a while back. Then he fell a bit, but now he's back. He's back on track, no? I spent a lot of time with Niels on Team Magnus in 2016 and 2018. Not a big fan of Thailand. That's the main thing I hold against Niels. Other than that, Such a nice guy. Unpleasantly nice, actually. Making the rest of us look bad for not being as nice. Drop it, Niels. Big fan of sleeping. Absolutely. He lives in Thailand. I don't think Niels would ever live in Thailand. I don't know why he doesn't like Thailand. Too warm, too filthy nightlife. He had all kinds of strange complaints. Because in 2018, we had our match headquarters as the seconds in Thailand. Beautiful city of Hua Hin. Laura and I, we were very happy with that. Niels, not a big fan. Not a big fan. Miss Sweden, miss the cold. Was struggling. Can I do something here? Go here maybe? Let's try to attack some stuff. Bishop f8 looks normal, but then I thought I could take here. We shall see. Our new chessable course on the way. Not currently, but I might have some time on my hands. Like in July, mainly in July. So I can talk to our friends there. Maybe. Start working. I've said this many times, so don't quote me on it. On a chessable course. I don't know. I need to find time. I've been traveling the world with Anish. I'm also Schach-Bundestrainer. Is that a thing? So have to do some Bundestrainer stuff. But I might have some time in July. Checkmate. Thomas. The tank engine. Accept random challenge. Alright, let's switch to the big board again. Sweden versus Norway versus Denmark versus Finland. I've never been to Finland, so I can't judge. As for Sweden versus Norway versus Denmark, I'm a little biased towards Norway because parts of my family are Norwegian. And not the Gustafsson part, but I think my daughter is Norwegian. My son is German. Don't ask. Complicated. Not that complicated. My daughter was born in Norway. My son was born in Germany. And we're too lazy to get double citizenship. But yeah. Let me think. It's tough. I like the city of Gothenburg. I haven't been there much, but I thought it's a very beautiful city. But I don't have strong opinions on which country is nicer there. I'm very fine with all the Scandinavian places. I've never been to Finland. I think because you always see these rankings about happiest people, best places to live, and so on, where Scandinavia and places like Finland and Ireland are always crashing. I think that's all nonsense. I think weather is such a big factor that I'm not buying any of it. I'm sure it's great social systems and stuff works and so on. But give me sun any day of the week. So I'm not buying it. I think it's all made up. These rankings, you're just lying to yourself. Northern Europe. Does making a GM make you feel strong? No, my giant muscles make me feel strong. Making a GM just makes me feel insecure. What am I doing with my life? I mean, if I was a GM and then had done something useful after getting the title, maybe I'd feel good about it. But this way, just think, ugh, why did I get stuck in the chess world? 64 squares. There are more squares in the city of Hamburg. What are we talking about? Germany has vastly social security systems compared to Finland. That I don't even know. I'm not sure what goes into these rankings. But I never buy it when I see the happiest people are from the coldest places. I just do not believe it. Schokokugel saying Grüße aus Roter Baum. Grüße zurück. Was ist los am Klosterstern? Not sure about this position. What am I supposed to do? Maybe vacate the square for the horsey? No. Bring the queen, I guess. Do you think Ding will play Magnus next? Nah, I don't think Magnus will play the World Championship match. It sounded very unlikely. Or the candidates, for starters. Do you ever play on FICS? No, I don't think so. I played a lot on ICC, but I don't think I played on FICS. Here we took the queen. K-Joe. Who's the best golfer among the top chess players? I don't know. Peter Heine-Nielsen, of course, spends the most time. But I would guess he's not the best also, you could argue. If he's a top chess player, of course. I don't know if anybody's into golf. Hot weather makes people unhappier? I'm not buying it. I am not buying it. Hot weather is terrible too, like Thailand? I don't know. This might be my bias, but I don't think it's a bias. Like, give me Spain or Portugal over the very north. I understand. There are different things going into the rankings. But I'm still not buying it. Give me that rook. And I live in Germany. So I'm pretty much part of the self-loathing north. Maybe it's just me. Either way, thanks for the game, KJM. Let's find another one. YA-Gate. YA-Gate. Here we go. Let's play the Slav. Good old Slav. Take the pawn. Advance this pawn. We have an isolated pawn position. Not sure about knight b4. Maybe b6 first is more accurate. But gotta make some move. Generally, you want to stop d5 here. If I manage to get bishop b7, rook c8, without any bad things happening along the way, I should be in decent shape. I look bored? Sorry. Sometimes my face does not transport the levels of excitement that I feel deep down inside. No, I'm not bored at all. I'm a little sleepy because I watched Celtics Heat last night, which ended at like 6 a.m. German time. So that might have been a slightly irresponsible decision. But worth it. What a game. Go away, sir. Horsey on the rim. Should be doing well now, no? What am I supposed to do? Attack the pawn? So many options. I don't know, actually. Just put a knight here. See what happens. What is your FIDE? I don't know. 2-6-20, I believe. I've had a costly Thailand Open. And I thought it was me and old age, but now I've realized they're just playing an Open against all these kids out there after the pandemic. There's just a -20 tax you have to pay. I think it's the New World Order. So I did great. That's what I'm saying. Give me that. Gründlichkeit can sometimes look boring. Disturbing word. Gründlichkeit. It's not a word Germans use, but I guess it's a word that's used to characterize Germans. Don't like it. Good evening, Chesteroid. Tura Zone is saying my friend is 6 and 3600 elo FIDE. That's impressive. It's not true, but impressive. Chess hard and I don't like it, I hear you. Can't think of a move. Where should anything go? This knight annoys me. Go away. Not there. Time to exchange some stuff. This position is too confusing. Also helps that I might win stuff during these exchange operations, although I'm not sure after knight b6. Might not win stuff at all, actually. I missed knight b6, if I'm being perfectly honest. Oh, it's disappointing. Lost a pawn. I thought I was brilliantly winning material. Turns out I just lost a pawn. Alright. Still doing okay, fortunately. We have the bishops, and this horsey is now stuck on the edge. It's time to go left and not right. Is h4 smart? Why complicate matters? Don't know what the cleanest way is here. Probably not this. Thanks for the game, Wygeti. Shall we play more chess? What are you talking about? Do you think Bobby Fischer ever went fishing once? I don't think he did. He probably never drove in a bobby car, never went fishing. You are bot. Yeah. My sister is the bot sister. Control Train has a bird ID book annotated by Dr. David Bird. Congrats! Looks like our boy is not here. I'll accept another random challenge. Atlantis NL. D4. Okay, let's mix it a little. We can get to the bishop. How bad can it be? This move order, I can pretend it's all part of the master plan. To go e5 ASAP. Can I go e4 here? I'm not sure if it's good. Takes. Bishop b2, knight d2. It's a little greedy, so let's do it. Honestly, don't think this is very good. But hard to resist. See, he's putting pressure. Pin. Or attempting to sacrifice the queen. Probably. It's a bit of an overreaction. I have to unpin somehow. Missing this bishop, as I said. It's e4, bishop b2. Was not very good. But it was hard to resist. Oof. It's not getting better. Getting crushed here. Focus here. You've got to believe it's getting better. Getting better all the time. He's retreating. Can I go forward? Still very scary in this position. Don't know what to do. More retreating. Who was your trainer? You're a great trainer, but who gave you the best trainings? I don't think I ever had a real trainer. Like, mainly it was, I think that's normal for most Western Europeans, but probably just for most chess players. Mainly I was just reading books and playing. In the Hamburg Chess Club, I had some people, or I attended some classes. The name I was always named is the late Vincent Kolanowski, who died way too early, who wasn't a very strong player. Was, I don't know, around 1800 maybe. But when I was 11 and I first joined the chess club, he instilled the love for the game and the hate for the French defense in us kids. So shout out to Vincent. I just went there on Fridays for 2 hours in a big group, and it wasn't very long, but it's the name that always stuck to my mind. Other than that, yeah, no, mainly just, reading books, trying to beat the other kids. As we've debated before, lack of social skills, the best coach. Why do you hate the French? Just the French opening, not the people. Give me that queen. Checkmate. Thanks for the game. Atlantis and L. Mogas. Not my best game, as has been well documented in the past. 21, 23. How's my road to 2800 doing? It's so hard to get to 2800. I've crushed you people for 90 minutes now. I'm not getting any rating points. It's a long, windy road. Basil Rachet, not gonna be able to do it. We gotta go with the random challenges here. Rules are very strict. Tinkan is saying, in my experience, Jan is the GM to lose the least on stream. I strongly doubt that. Some pretty good streamers out there. But of course, my intense focus and my willingness to give up any entertainment element of the stream for crushing are advantages that I have built in. What do I do here? Ponzi? Not sure. In general, I don't like giving up the tension here, but rook e8 and queen c7 are sort of begging for closing the position. Could be wrong, though. Are you going to Stavanger? No, I'm not going this year. I'll be doing commentary in German, but I'm not going. I think Anish needs a little break from me. I'll be back, though. Anish is going. But no, I'll be in Hamburg. Yanni, are you 100 German? I don't know what that means. I'm German, yeah. I haven't done any. What are these sites? Like 23andMe? What's it called? Any of these tests, so I can't tell you the percentage. But I'm German. City Scout is saying, Jan, do you also stream in German on your own channel? I stream exclusively in German on my own channel. Good old Janistan TV, yeah. It's pretty much like this, just slightly more hateful and in a language no one understands. So check it out. Janistan TV, Twitch, YouTube. It's great fun for the whole family. Except for the kids. And who are we kidding? The women. And the parents. But other than that, great fun. Boyfriends might also not like it. It's not that fun. What am I doing here? I'm not even stuff up. No, I was hoping I'd be stuff up. Not stuff up. It's disappointing. What does Schüttelrein mean in English? I don't know. I should know this. I do not know. What's the word in English for the rhyming construction where you... I don't even know how to describe it. Shuffle around the letters from a word later in the sentence for humorous results. Spoonerism? Is that what it's called? Great fun, except when it isn't, which is most of the time. That sounds like an accurate description. Commentary with the Chicken Chess Club would be good fun. For whom? For whom? It's not going to be fun for us or the listeners. Spoonerism, that's the word, yeah? Did not know that. Ever been in Belgium? Not much. I went to the Grand Chess Tour Leuven long time ago. But other than that, I haven't been to Belgium much. Not better here. It's a bit disappointing. Actually, I have to be somewhat careful not to be worse. It's also a pity I can't go rook d5 because of bishop h2. So what to do? Actually worse. Uh-oh. And getting checkmated. Some problems here. Rook h3, rook h4 was a bit of an issue, if we're being honest. Oof. I don't think I deserve to win that one. Although I could have tried to, I don't know, keep some peace for the flagging. Not how I played out. Good game among us, 21-23. Very well played. I should probably watch this 100 end games you should know course. But these rook end games, especially if you pretend to play them for a win like I did, can get out of hand very, very quickly. Sometimes it makes sense to part with that passed pawn you have just to switch to defense and make a draw in the 4-3. Anyway, good game, Emogas. That's, of course, big setback on my road to 2800. This will take another 3 hours to make up all these losses. Thanks for the game, though. Oh, it was unrated. Ah, okay. Then not such a big setback. Maybe, are all these games unrated? Maybe that's why my rating is not moving. Would you rather be in Thailand with Etienne Gardet or in Hollywood with Stefan Tietze? That's a tough one. Who's paying? Like, on my own dime, gotta be in Thailand. But if it's like a Chateau Marmont situation sponsored by the podcast UFO, then Hollywood with Tietze sounds pretty good as well. We can go to the Comedy Store. Magnus Pace. It says only unrated. Jan looks so tired. Yeah, apologies. As I said, I had a long night watching NBA last night. Feeling fine though. So sorry if my face does not translate my levels of excitement. It's a common critique I get. Hard to fix though. Hard to fix for me. I only have that one face. Although I can be fairly two-faced. What are the restaurants, cafes you try in Warsaw? We went to a ramen place, which name I forgot, but it was excellent. Shout out to the Warsaw ramen place. But in general, we didn't do anything complicated. We were in the center. We were in a fantastic hotel. Hotel Warszawska, I think it was called. Really nice. Fancy hotel. And then just, use Google Maps to see what places have more than 4.5 stars. I went there. A lot of good food. But yeah, I'm bad with restaurant names. I don't recall much. What's going on here? Do you want to trick me, sir? Some bishop f7. Doesn't work yet, does it? Let's attack the horsey. See what happens. Horsey goes back. How do you play this? I guess it doesn't look like much. Maybe just develop some peace. Don't know what to do. Joran Chess sagt, sorry, bin neu hier, aber warum sprichst du Englisch und nicht Deutsch? I think this is an English show, a Lichess play. I usually speak German on my channel on Janistan TV. This one, I think it's supposed to be in English, no? No one told me. I was just assuming it was supposed to be English. And my English is a bit rusty, but I still have a reasonable command of the common tongue. 91, that looks very passive. Guys, I was fishing for compliments. you're supposed to say, "No, Jan, your English is great. Where did you learn to speak English so well? It's absolutely amazing." Nothing. Peter Svidler always gets it. Then he can tell his touching stories about how he played Leisure Suit Larry as a kid. For me, maybe it's because of the very strong German accent. There are never props for the English. It breaks my heart. I know it was you, Fredo. It breaks my heart. How do I break this position? Queen b5, maybe? Maybe. The rook is discovered. It's discovered. See, I'm trying to show off my English. And the rook is discovered. I just discovered the rook. Bishop e2, a4, yeah? Doesn't work. That's a pity. Yeah, I thought I was winning with bishop e2. Turns out I'm not. Oh, 21 seconds. It's not a lot of time. Sorry, I'm freezing a bit here because of the 21 seconds. Really have to speed up now. I also don't see a single move coming. I don't. Oh no, queen a3, the knight was hanging. But yeah, I didn't have a lot of time left. So I stepped up the pace at the wrongest possible moment. And yeah, 21 seconds and a lost position. It's not a great starting point. I'm also hanging on my pieces. Oof. Oof. Grilliger Mann. Good job, sir. Congratulations, well deserved. I panicked a bit when I saw I was out of time. Started hanging everything. The key moment was here when I thought, since this is under attack, I could pre-move bishop g6 as it would go somewhere. But he spotted the very clever queen a3 when I actually can't take because of bishop f7. And my bishop g6 pre-move turned out to be somewhat less than ideal. Congrats, Grilliger Mann. Excellent game. Well played. Another reason to cry myself to sleep tonight. Schrödinger's queen. Huh. Does that mean I can't take it? Is it there? Is it not there? Confusing. Okay, I have to speed up. The Grunfeld. Let's go check. Bishop d7 is not the main move. It's not terrible. I think bishop e2 is also possible there. But I thought just taking was supposed to give me a bit of an advantage. Just because of the center. Not sure if e5 is the right move, but with the knight on d7 already, there is often some logic going e5. And fixing the structure like this, you can try to attack on the queen side, on the king side. The knight really wants to be on c6 here. So I think you can make a case for e5. Obviously not the only way to play these types of positions. e7. Just try to build some sort of attack here. Because the horsey is on the wrong circuit. b5, I guess I'll go h5. Knight b6 is not there yet because this is hanging. So we'll just bring some pieces closer to here and hope something's gonna give. The thing is, I'm still not an expert when you go h6 in these positions, when you don't. These funky new computers, of course, they go h6 all over the place. But I'm not sure I'll be able to do it. Do you go h6 here? I really don't know. Feels so strange to me. Maybe I should. It's not in my system. And I don't mean Nimzovich's book. Let's attack a little. He can't take because of queen f7, that much I saw. Now I guess h6 makes some sense. And can I try to break through? I don't see it yet. Make a random move. I have to shift the horsey. This looks like a sensible plan. The goal, not surprisingly, is to bring our queen here. 5, I guess we should take. And now, what's next? Can't think of a move. So I'll play a very random one. Maybe a bit too random, a bit too defensive. Schrödinger's queen. The problem is it could be everywhere. Queen d4 looks wrong. Goes b2. Still have to find a way to break it. How do I break through? Break through. I don't see it. It's annoying. I just don't see it. Can't think of a move. So I panic. Play a random one. The usual approach. Ugh, I'm bungling this. More panic. What have I done to this beautiful position I just had? Oh boy. That was really bad. Queen d4? I thought we said ohne Zwischenzug. Okay, things don't look great. Jan, try to not lose all the final games. So he'll be too upset. Just a note to self. Little reminder. See? That was important for the overall spirit. Well-deserved victory, as usual. Thank you for the game. Schrödinger's queen. You fought well, but I don't think you ever had a real chance, because it's as your name says. First your queen was there, and then it wasn't there. A very pleasant winner. I don't rub it in. All right, last game, boys and girls. Let's do this. VIP player 3000. Another strong opponent, 2400. He's saying hello and good luck. Same phony good luck to you, sir. VIP player has this all figured out. VIP in der Psychiatrie. Ey. How do you play this? I guess just put the pieces somewhere. Dark Tiger, sorry you didn't like the game. I'll try my best, but hard to please. Guess I should just take a rook e7 now. Whoa, people are so sharp. How can I compete if people are so clever all the time? Who does that? Rook e8. How do you even think of stuff like that? I got nothing, yeah? Rook d7, rook e1, king h2. How's that position? Maybe it's interesting, at least. Not sure, this might be very silly. I struggle understanding. Two rooks versus queen. I was hoping the queen might be good here, but I'm not sure at all. It's like VIP has it all figured out. Maybe I should have gone queen f6 first. I don't know. Chess is so tough. He's playing well. How am I supposed to win if people play so well? h6 also a strong move. Yeah, I'm running out of targets a bit here. Guess I'm fighting for a draw now. Maybe I misjudged it. h6, nice move. Or maybe I could have done something better there. I don't know. Yeah, now knight f6 is coming. Now I'm definitely worse. Okay. Whining is for after the game. Let's try to hang in there for a bit. Uh-oh, rook e1, rook h1. Am I getting checkmated? No. I'm not sure if my level dropped near the end of this, or if I just got some decent opponent to beat me up. Or bit of column A, bit of column B. Can I go here? Okay, gotta make some moves. Keeps playing well. Stop playing well, sir. Doesn't look like he's intending to stop. Is he threatening mate? Not yet, he will soon. Yeah, it's just crushing me. This is very upsetting. Why do I go here? I'm such an idiot. Why would he play that? Of all the possible squares. Yeah, anybody can do this, even VIP player. This is a very frustrating loss. Frankly, tilts me a little bit. But he played well. I did not. What can you do? What can you do? Just curious, was this bad all along? I guess giving the queen is optimistic, because here it looks like I'm crushing. But yeah, rook d7 was just a ridiculous move. Should have gone here. What did I think? I thought rook e8 and missed bishop f7, yeah? Brilliant, Jan. Bishop f7 is not impossible to see. No, I thought I couldn't do this because of rook e8. And how's this? Ah, yeah, black is better already. This I wasn't sure about, honestly. But I'm just not in time to threaten anything. And he also played extremely well here, this phase. Or, apparently he didn't. h4 first. Yeah, I was hoping that somehow I could do stuff here. But I got the timing wrong. And yeah, h6 was very strong. I missed h6. And after that, I'm already very much trying to survive. Good game. Okay. Very frustrating end. I blame the Boston Celtics for making me stay up all of last night. That brings us to the end of today's Lichess play. Thanks for keeping me company and for watching these terrible chess games. I will now cry myself to sleep. Apologies to those whose challenges I could not take. It's a random challenge acceptor. Maybe next time. This has been fun. Let's do it again. Hope that you guys enjoyed it as much as I did, as long as I was winning. Bye.